Hi, and welcome to another episode of Displaced Answers Beer Reviews. Today we have this beer. I originally thought that High Branch brewed it, and it was a collaboration with this brewery that I never heard of before out of the Raleigh area. It's called Durty Bull Brewing Company. But after picking it up and reading the label, it looks like it was brewed and bottled at Dirty Bull, which it worries me. I shouldn't say worries me, but I was hoping that it was made at High Branch because collaborations usually, depending on where they're brewed and actually bottled, that usually is the determining factor on the quality that they are. I don't know why, it doesn't really make sense, but it always seems to be that way, that whichever is the lesser quality brewery in the collaboration, usually the beer is at par with that level and not the better one. I don't know why, it just seems to always be that way, that the better brewery does not pull out a better product from the lesser brewery. But again, this was here's the label. It's called Sour Tree. It's also very strange that it has both of the brewery names on it, and it says Tamarin Sour Saison Ale, but it doesn't. There's nowhere on the bottle on either side that actually says the name Sour Tree, which I think is really weird to not have the name of the beer on the label, but that's what we have. So I'm gonna crack this open. I'm the description on it said Kettle Sour, which always worries me because a lot of times they're just not that good. They have a lot of butyric acid, which to me reminds me of like puke and stomach acid. So I'm hoping that's not the case with this one. The other sours I've had from High Branch didn't have that character, so I'm hoping that comes off in this. But we'll see. I'm going to open it up. I honestly know nothing about this other brewery, so I'm interested to see how this is. I do appreciate these 500 milliliter bottles, though. The Pliny Yeller bottles. I love these things. See what the pour looks like. Wow, it's light. It's surprising. I guess not that light in the glass, just the way it pours. Again, I think every beer I've done so far, besides the Healing Lager review, I've given a pretty good review, and I don't want people to think that I'm just here to jerk off all these different breweries, because that's certainly not the case. If I have something that I don't like, I will be very blunt about it. I think I'm pretty honest about things that I do like, so I'm also the same way in things I don't like. If you know some people that know me, that's certainly the case. If I don't like something, I'll say it's not good. So I'm a little weary about this one, so we'll see. I'm gonna take a smell and see what we get. So I will be completely honest. I don't know exactly what tamarind tastes like. I've had other beers that had it in it, and I remember it being like citrusy, orangey type of thing, but I don't. I can't say that I've ever had it by itself. So if I'm getting some weird taste in this and I don't know what it is, it could be that. I have no idea. The aroma is very subdued. It's not coming out at me as something that I'm expecting to be very funky or tart. It's not even very grainy either. It's there is a little bit of like generic fruit sweetness that I'm getting from it. That honestly, that's about it. It's pretty muted, and when I'm getting something like that where there's not much to it, it worries me because I don't. I guess it's not offensive, so that's a good thing. But I have no idea what I'm getting into as far as the taste when I'm not getting much flavor from the beer or much aroma from the beer at all. So we'll see what it tastes like. So that's not good. Um, I'm trying to think of what the hell that reminds me of. But it's something that I don't like. It's almost a little metallic. Uh, it has a little bit of that generic wheat beer hair salon chemically made character with a metallic taste to it. It is a little fruity, but it's not good fruity. I don't know. Let me go back. Excuse me. So the second taste is a little more enjoyable than the first, but I don't know, whatever that offensive character I was getting on the first taste kind of fell off in the second taste, and maybe it's just me, I don't know. I'm not really getting the metallic character anymore, but it's just like an almost generic Belgian blonde ale with some mystery fruit in it. That's kind of the character that I'm getting out of this. It's not very tart at all. If you told me this was supposed to be a saison or a sour, I would be surprised. Well, I am surprised because that's what the label says it's supposed to be. That if I tasted it, I would say this was from some random brewery that tried to make some apricot beer that failed. I mean, that's honestly what it tastes like. It's not to the point where I can't drink it. But I'm glad that there was a bottle limit of 2 because I don't even really want the other bottle, but I have a friend who is always looking for new ticks no matter what, as long as it's not like a drink or he wants new things he hasn't had, so I will gladly send this other bottle to him. I don't know. The first taste to me was kind of offensive, but each additional one, it's really not that bad. But there's just nothing that comes out at me that makes you want to drink more of this. I have no problem drinking it like this glass, but like I said, it's basically like a Belgian ale with some generic stone fruit in it. It's not really super fruit forward. It's disappointing. I'll just say that much. It's disappointing. It doesn't mean that it's a terrible beer and that other people might not like it because there's not anything to it that's like, ooh, this is gross. But excuse me, it's just not something that I would choose to go back to. I'm glad that it wasn't too crazy expensive. It was $9 for the 500 milliliter, which by today's standards isn't really that expensive for that kind of beer. So I'm glad it wasn't crazy expensive. I guess that's why it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't barrel aged or anything, so that makes sense. But again, like I said at the beginning, it's a lot of these collabs seem to show the worst in the lesser brewery, which I don't know why that's the case. It doesn't make any sense to me. You would hope and think that the better brewery would, show the lesser brewery some techniques to make the beer better. I have no idea. And I haven't had anything else from this Dirty Bull brewery, so I'm not going to say that they're the lesser brewery here. I'm assuming they are because so far I've been holding High Branch to some high standards. So, but I don't know. It's not a bad beer at all. It's definitely drinkable. If you buy it, don't just go and dump it. It's okay to drink. And I would say that like if I would compare it to basically every beer that was available in Pittsburgh, it's probably not available. I shouldn't say that, but any beer that was brewed in Pittsburgh from any of the Pittsburgh breweries, I would say it's probably still in the upper 50%, like, because there's some pretty bad breweries in Pittsburgh. There's some great ones too, but there's some pretty bad ones. So I would say this is certainly better than most of the bad ones there. So it's I wouldn't say don't go out of your way to try to get this, but it's not offensive. It's if you're there, I would say buy a bottle, try it for yourself, see what you think. But I wouldn't say don't put off any other obligations to go to the brewery to buy it. So, anyways, I enjoyed doing this review, and I look forward to doing the next one. So I'll see you guys later.